March 10, 2025. Mental health is real. Seek help and the stigma. Other news this afternoon. Former Rivers Governor Rufus Adda-George urges restraint after Supreme Court verdict. More calls for Rivers Assembly to respond to Governor Fubara's invite over Supreme Court judgment. PDP reschedules its NEC meeting. On the foreign scene, Russia expels 2 more British diplomats. I'm Ifechi Kumoya with the news. Now, former Governor of Rivers State Rufus Adda-George has called for peace and restraint in the face of the ongoing political crisis in the state following its political situation. The Newsday Elder Statesman warned against inflammatory statements, threats, and ultimatums that urged exercise there is still room for humane and pragmatic decisions that can help mitigate the adverse effect of the ruling on the people. He called for dialogue and compromise, stating that even in war-torn regions, negotiations has remained a vital tool for peace building. In the meantime, a public affairs analyst, Kennedy Allen Wakama, says the invitation of Rivers State House of Assembly by Governor Siminalayi Fubara to a meeting at the government house is a very strategic move. Dr. Allen Wakama said this during an interview with correspondent Onyeka Chinwosu. He said unlike the venue of their plenary, which is their quarters, the government house, which is designated for the meeting, is a public place.
Move is quite strategic. What it means is that the governor has offered an olive branch. They are trying to cow the tension in their relationship if they do accept the invitation anyway. But in any case, even in normal situation, the legislators ought to meet with the governor because they are supposed to meet together to harmonize things for the interest of the state. So it is for them to accept the olive branch. In any case, where they are sitting now, they sit in their quarters. I don't think that the governor ought to leave the government house to meet them there. The government house is a public place. It doesn't belong to the governor of Rivers State. It belongs to the people of Rivers State.
Dr. Allen Wakama said the lawmakers will have moral questions to answer if they decline the governor's invitation.
But there is really nothing any of the parties will gain from grandstanding. It is the state that suffers. So I am of the, considered opinion that the two parties should shift ground in the interest of the state, not decision, that will amount to massaging their ego. Under normal circumstances, there's nothing wrong in attending the meeting. So they will not have a moral question to answer if they fail to honor the invitation of the governor to make the event.
As you may know, the Martins Amihule-led Rivers State House of Assembly has asked Governor Siminalayi Fubara to channel his invitation to the members properly and not through social media. One of the lawmakers, Isaiah Opuende, who represents Akokotoro constituency 2 in a viral video, criticized the governor for inviting the assembly members via social media.
Make we dey our day. I say day your day. Nobody worry amewule. It is time for us to day our day. When the day your day started, our principal said the time for day your day will come. Day your day has come. Day your day. Make we day our day. How can you write a letter and post it on social media and expect us to honor it? No, we are not kids. The governor should write to the assembly in the proper way. That's all.
Well, reacting to this, a political affairs analyst, Ikenda Elechi, insisted that the letter was properly sent to the Rivers State House of Assembly and not published on social media. Mr. Elechi spoke on Nigeria Info FM's Morning Crossfire today.
The letter was properly addressed to the Speaker of the State Assembly and delivered to the Speaker. The social media aspect is just a supportive aspect of it. But the letter was delivered to the State Assembly. Those who feel that it's because we don't win now, we don't win, how can you expect us? No, you haven't won. You still have a task to Rivers people to work with other arms that have that same task.
Mr. Elechi urged the lawmakers to uphold the law and work towards collaboration with the Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara. Martin Amihule and the 26 other lawmakers have a duty to the Rivers State government and should therefore respect the invitation extended to them by the governor.
On oath, they occupy very important public positions. Both the executive and legislative arm were elected to serve Rivers people. And irrespective of how any of the arms feel, they have an obligation, they have a responsibility, they have a task, a duty to Rivers people. Whether the assembly members like it or they don't like it, whether the governor himself likes it or he doesn't like it, they occupy very vital positions for which they must find a way of working together. And let's encourage the three arms of government, as it were, to learn how to work together now. It's important that they do, because at the end of the day, those who will bear the brunt are the ordinary Rivers people. Civil servants may not get paid, nothing will work.
The public affairs analyst stressed that the Assembly must prioritize their responsibilities over personal feelings and consider resigning if their sentiments hinder their duties.
If any one of them does not want to serve the state again, the person has an option of resigning. Yes, people can disagree. There is no democracy in the world where there are no disagreements. But today, the Supreme Court has said this is how this thing should be. And irrespective of how you feel, you must attune yourself to the law. You must apply yourself to the law. So, and if you feel that your feeling no longer allows you to deliver on your task, there's an option. There's a way out. Resignation. Because you occupy a public office. So, what's it how you feel? How you feel is your personal feelings, bro.
Recall that on Sunday, Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara said he has received a certified true copy of the Supreme Court judgment and invited the Amaewhule-led members of the State House of Assembly to a meeting. A letter by the Secretary to the State Government, Tammy Danagogo, and addressed to the Speaker of the House of Assembly, Martin Amaewhule, said the meeting is scheduled for today at the office of the Governor in Government House, Port Harcourt. The letter listed some of the items on the agenda of the meeting to include the provision of a befitting space for the Assembly's sittings, payment of all outstanding remuneration or allowances, and presentation of budget. Now, the invitation of the lawmakers by the Governor came as the 72-hour ultimatum given to the chairman of the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission, RISIEC, Justice Adolfo Sineweli, to appear before the House expires today. Meanwhile, the national chairman of the Rivers Grassroots Network, Kingsley Chioma Nwanyama, has criticized Governor Siminalayi Fubara's invitation to the 27 members of the Rivers State House of Assembly for a meeting, labeling it a diversionary tactic. Addressing a press conference in Port Harcourt, Dr. Chioma Nwanyama advised the Speaker, Martin Amaewhule, and the other lawmakers against attending the meeting, describing the governor's invitation as a Greek gift.
Network haven't carefully studied the proposed meeting by the Rivers State Governor with members of the Rivers State House of Assembly. In our view, the meeting is irrelevant and unnecessary. Reason because the House of Assembly members already have where they conduct their sitting. What we expect from the governor is to expedite actions in completing the reconstruction of State House of Assembly complex. The request for a meeting by the governor is a Greek gift, and I advise members of the State House of Assembly not to honor such kangaroo meeting.
The national chairman of Rivers Grassroots Network, Kingsley Chioma Nwanyama, urged Governor Fubara to present the 2025 budget to the Assembly and ensure full compliance with the Supreme Court judgment without further delay. Still to come, former Kaduna State Governor El Rufai dumbs APC. Stay with us.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
You're welcome back, and now the rest of the news. The Rivers Ijaw People's Congress, RIPCO, has cautioned the INC chairman over his recent comments on the potential impeachment of Governor Siminalayi Fubara as baseless and unfounded. In a 10-point communique, RIPCO leader Senator George Thompson Sekibo emphasized that the Rivers State House of Assembly has no intention of pursuing such actions.
The recent fears regarding the impeachment of the governor of Rivers State, His Excellency Siminalayi Fubara, raised by Professor Benjamin Okagba and his cohort, are unfounded and premature. As the State House of Assembly has not declared such an intention. However, even if the House were to express this view, it is not an issue that should be resolved through threats of violence and disruption. Instead, it demands a political solution that must be sought through constitutional and legal means. If there are legitimate concerns about governance or the implementation of the Supreme Court judgment, this should be addressed within the established legal and political frameworks rather than through inflammatory rhetorics and unlawful action.
Senator Thompson Sekibo further called on Governor Simlai Fubara to implement the Supreme Court judgment to ensure peace and stability within the state. The group also reaffirmed that RIPCO is the sole legitimate Ijaw organization and no other Ijaw group holds this position.
Members of the Rivers Ijaw People Congress and fellow Ijaw brothers with Professor Benjamin Okaba do implore him and his co-traveler to advise His Excellency Governor Sim Fubara to promptly implement the Supreme Court judgment. Only through the full execution of the court's decision can peace and order be restored in Rivers State. The people of Rivers State deserve nothing less than the swift and transparent implementation of the rule of law.
The Rivers Ijaw People's Congress urged the people of Rivers State to remain calm, law-abiding, and continue supporting the democratic process. Our correspondent reports that the group emphasized the importance of unity and peaceful conduct in moving the state forward. Now, the immediate past governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai, has resigned from the APC and defected to the Social Democratic Party, SDP. In a statement he issued today, Mr. El-Rufai expressed his disappointment with the APC's leadership style, accusing the leadership of the party of straying from the progressive ideals of its founding members. The presidential candidate of the PDP in the last election, Atiku Abubakar, has denied reports that he has left the party. In a statement from his media office, Atiku said the story is a fallacy. The statement explained that Atiku is advocating for a robust coalition that would accommodate all opposition parties, including the PDP. And our former federal lawmaker Sheikh Hussaini has criticized the request by the National Population Commission, NPC, for nearly R1 trillion to conduct a census in the country. Mr. Sani said this in a post on X on Saturday. He commended President Tinubu for the outright rejection of the proposal. NPC had requested a sum of 942 billion naira for the conduct of the National Housing and Population Census in the country this year. Now we move to business. The House of Representatives says it has secured the commitment of 7 oil companies to settle a sum of $37.4 million owed to the Federation account before August. In a statement on Sunday, House of Representatives spokesman Akin Rotimi said the companies made the pledge amid the ongoing investigation by the Public Accounts Committee of the House of Representatives. In entertainment, Nigeria superstar Davido will be joining Jamaican reggae icon Vybz Kartel as the headliners for the 2025 Summer Jam Festival scheduled for June in Germany. In sports, Real Madrid moved level on point with leaders Barcelona after they narrowly beat Rayo Vallecano in La Liga. 2 goals in 4 minutes gave the hosts a comfortable first-half lead.
And now, we'll bring you news from around the world.
A British diplomat and the spouse of another diplomat are being expelled from Russia. The country's domestic security service made this known in what is being seen as the latest tit-for-tat escalation. The 2 men are accused of intelligence and subversive work by the Federal Security Service, FSB, which said they had been stripped of their accreditation in order to leave Russia within 2 weeks. The UK Foreign Office said this is not the first time that Russia has made malicious and baseless accusations against its staff. Last month, the UK expelled a Russian diplomat, an action taken in response to Moscow's expulsion of a British diplomat in November 2024.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Before we go, let's have a look at major stories. Former Rivers Governor Rufus Ada George has urged restraint of the Supreme Court verdict. There have been more recently to Governor Fubara's invite or Supreme Court judgment. PDP has rescheduled its NEC meeting, and former Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai has dumped the APC for SDP. On the foreign scene, Russia has expelled 2 more British diplomats. The news was edited by Martha Okere. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808-721-7215. I'm Ife Chukwumoyeli. Many thanks for listening.